Sanbatskano. I'm Peter Bittner. You're watching Talk With Me. Sanbatskano. Hello and welcome to Talk With Me. I'm your host, Peter Bittner. Today's guest is Ms. П.Гандолгор, the founder and executive director of the Ганабелл Institute of Success. П.Гандолгор is the founder and executive director of the Ганабелл Institute of Success, an organization dedicated to human resources development, executive coaching, and business consulting services. Ghana is the former executive director of the Global Leadership Institute and previously worked for the Ministry of Trade and Industry. Thanks so much for joining us today, Ghana.
Thank you for having me here.
It's an absolute pleasure. So tell me a little bit about your organization. I know it's both a business and a social organization. You do a lot of different projects.
So we can call it social entrepreneurship. So our Ganabelл Institute has a vision to help the individuals to become successful and the national companies to become international organizations through empowering the human resource development. That's our vision. So we have the certain values to follow. Even though there are many people who want to apply to our Ganabelll Institute, we want to make sure if that people have the certain values we follow. For instance, if they have integrity, if they have the synergy mindset, if they are creative enough, if they are persistent and persistent. This kind of values we follow, and we try to find these kind of people who want to work at the Ganabelll Institute. So our Ganabelll Institute is specialized in the training, coaching, mentorship, and consultant services.
Wow, and you work with both CEOs and executives as well as youth and kind of every age group in between.
Because our mission is to establish the Knowledge Innovation Center so that not only Mongolians but also any other countries, people come to the innovation centers to get the necessary knowledge to gain the innovation, that transfer to the innovation. So that's our ambitious mission.
Fantastic. Right now you're working with Han Bank on a project.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Sure, you know that Han Bank is one of the prestigious and the biggest bank in Mongolia. So Han Bank's one of the target is to help the small, medium business leaders to grow the next level. And in that field, we are cooperating in the training field to support, to help small and medium enterprises to grow and what kind of knowledge they needed. So that means we give the training program for 2 months to help them to grow, to provide all the necessary pragmatic knowledge, business skills they need to. So it became a kind of brand training program. We call it Business Yarazo, we abbreviated BAZ.
BAZ. Wow, I understand you've trained more than 300 business leaders from different SMEs, small to medium-sized enterprises.
Yeah, that's true. Because at the first shift, we was thinking to have only one time, including 40 to 50 business leaders. But after the training is done, many other leaders wanted to enroll that training program. So we have been doing that 7 times already.
Oh, wow.
Now we're going to do it 8th time.
Wow, congratulations. So it's a semi-annual project?
Yeah, it's twice. It is held twice per year.
And tell me a little bit about the curriculum for that program. What sort of skills do you train these CEOs and executives on?
This coaching program is divided in 3 parts. The first part is research, study about himself and the company itself. What they are dreaming, what kind of businesses they have been running, what kind of mistakes they made, what is the culture of the company, something like that. After, based on the study, we got the idea which we need to direct that person. The second part is more like a training by the coaches. So there are 4 different kind of coaches are working on this special project. First one is the person who is very good at making the business system. The second one is the who has many years of experience as a CEO. So that person also one of our coaches. That person is giving the advice, practical experiences, how to be a very good, pragmatic, down-to-earth CEO.
Right.
The third person is, the third coach is specialized in helping them to design the model, business model, and process planning.
So those are very different things, right?
Yeah.
It sounds like a mixture of kind of analysis of organization and leadership style, some soft skills training, as well as some very serious business consulting.
Yeah, the third part is more like individual coaching.
Okay.
That one is the hard part of the program, because most of the CEOs and high-level general directors, they don't want to, share their, experiences or thoughts to anybody else. They want more private, advice. That's why the coaching programs, the most important part is individual coaching.
So the one-on-one sessions.
Yeah, one-to-one session. So it runs for 4 months.
Wow.
So this executive coaching program, generally speaking, is the first ever program in Mongolia.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you.
Are you allowed to reveal some of the companies that you're consulting with for this program?
Also, we had some the confidential contract. That means not to reveal any of the company's news.
Of course.
Any of them. That's why maybe they came to us.
Right, yeah, of course. You're trustworthy, naturally. Yeah, that makes sense. So, in addition to the SME leaders and the CEOs and executives, you also have a couple programs that are more social in orientation right now, including one with youth. Tell me a little bit about that program. You have a daughter who's a young leader. Yeah, I'd love to hear about her involvement as well. I know that she's played a part in this operation.
Sure. I believe that in order to give an impact, make impact to the society, you don't have to be big. Even your company is small, or you are alone, or you are young, no matter what you are, what condition you are, you can, if you want, you can make changes. That's what I believe in. That's why even though Ganabell Institute has been established for 5 years, we have been running and initiating many social projects. One of the project is for the youth. You know that when we run any kind of program for youth, especially the teenagers, don't have money to pay. But we think in order to prepare the future citizens to be, competitive citizens, we need to prepare from now. That's why we focus on our time, some resources to the youth. So I would like to emphasize that one of the program called for the teenagers. That teenagers, the first and most important decision making is choosing the profession, major. So in that case, you probably noticed that in the Mongolian government don't have certain positions at the high schools to give the career advice and counseling. So because we don't have such a position, we don't have such a program, thousands of the teenagers choose the wrong profession. That means they would waste the timing, they would waste the energy. After a few years later, the young people say that, oh, it's not my way to go. I need to choose another school. I need to choose another major, something like that. It means we are losing a lot of human resources. That means it's a lack of managing the human resources. So in order to eliminate this kind of loss, we need to prepare these youth as many as possible to help them to find the right job, to find right major. So it become quite, well-known program. The Ganabell is well known for that young people's program.
So that's career consulting and educational consulting
Yes.
too. So when a teenager comes into your program, what are some of the first questions you ask him or her?
Oh, asking the dream. What do
Okay.
you think yourself in 10 years,
Uh-huh.
20 years? What is the advantage do you have? Something like that. It's asking more personal questions to find the real world of that person. Yeah.
Right.
And another, subject, not only given the career counseling, but also the financial literacy. Mongolian people, especially the families, don't have certain, routine or habit to save money, to invest to the particular projects once they save the money, something like that. Because of that, they don't have a habit. The children don't have a habit.
Right.
So they just squander the money, of the money, their pocket money, right? If they use their pocket money properly, then they could be very good family financial manager in the future.
Wow.
So we are focusing on teaching them to have the entrepreneurial mindset and the financial literacy.
So what is the entrepreneur mindset? That's something that you integrate into a lot of your programming at the Ganabell Institute of Success. Tell me more about what that means to you.
Yes, entrepreneurial mindset is comes from the thoughts, the feeling, what they believe in of that person. There's some people who graduated business school, MBA, they don't know, they don't have the entrepreneurial mindset. That means they just go to the job to do something else. But if that person has the entrepreneurial mindset, no matter if you went to the Harvard, if you went to the any Mongolian colleges, you can be a very good business person. So in that case, in order to build the business mindset, we need to work on focusing on that person's paradigm. What that person think about the business, how that person think of money. If that money has the power of generating income, that's good. But other people don't have that entrepreneurial mindset, even though they have an MBA degree. So we have kind of know-how how to build mindset in their mind. So that's why we have been running many different kind of projects with the different partners. One of the partners was, MASA,
Right.
Mongolian Association of State Alumni.
Right, and so full disclosure again, so we got funding together on a team to help run a program on financial literacy and this entrepreneurship mindset
Yes.
for women in the GARE areas. And,
Yes.
and that was a great example of the work of your organization and of MASA as well.
Yeah.
Could you tell us a little bit more about this type of social program, specifically this project with GARE area entrepreneurs?
Sure. This project has been run in different venues and with the different partners. One of the successful story which has been highlighted by the Department of State of the America was the GARE District Women program. The reason it was highlighted was we have been running the pragmatic training program and pragmatic mentorship program. If that program didn't have the mentorship program, that program would be usual, the common with others. The beauty of that program was the mentorship program, helping every individual woman who has certain issues. Some of them has mental issue. Mental means they don't have an entrepreneurial mindset.
Right.
So we gave them an entrepreneurial mindset. Some person doesn't have any network. That person doesn't have any team building, skills. That person don't have the build this business system, something like that. So based on the one-by-one mentoring program, we found out the real issue. Then we gave the certain advices through our professional mentors.
And you were involved in that association as a leader for quite some time, is that correct?
Yes, I was serving for 4 years. The 2 years was a board member and 2 years was a vice president.
Fantastic. And before that, you had a very prestigious fellowship, the Humphrey Fellowship, to the United States. Tell us a little bit about that and kind of how that set the foundation for your work at the Ganabell Institute and set the tone for your career path.
Yes. Basically, the Hubert Humphrey Fellowship was the life-changing moment to me, because when I got that scholarship, went to the Michigan State University, I not only focus on my specialty, human resource management, but also I had the great time to think inside of me, to think about what is my future. And even I had the opportunity to write down my 10 years goal while I was there. So it was kind of inspiration, life-changing thing, program for me. That's why I was courageous enough to open my own institute. And also, while I was studying there, I wrote my first book.
So what did you study exactly there, and what's the Humphrey Fellowship all about, for those who may not know?
Sure. Hubert Humphrey Fellowship is the sister Fulbright program, which is funded by the American government. So the Hubert Humphrey program is non-degree program for the senior employees who didn't have time to study but needed to, upgrade their knowledge. So it's a non-degree 10-month program. So my specialty was the human resource management. So I was kind of selecting I was selected by the Michigan State University to study human resource management.
And why did you choose human resources management?
This is related to my previous job, because I have been working at the vice president of the university, and I was running the institute job. That's why I have been working with many business companies, and I found out that the business companies really lack of human resource policies and strategies. We also, in overall, Mongolia is a brain drain issue. We need to have the brain gain back. That means in order to eliminate the brain drain, we need to upgrade our knowledges. And we, especially in business field, we need to focus on, and we need to care people. And in order to care the people working at the business, we need to have the strategy to help them grow, to give them opportunity to do what they wanted. That's why I thought I really needed to study human resource management in deep level. And before that, I only had kind of practical knowledge, not academic knowledge. That's why the Hubert Humphrey program was perfect program for me.
What are the things across the whole sector nationally that maybe you recommend are the most urgent issues to solve for Mongolia as a whole, for its labor force?
Yes. At national level, I don't support the Mongolian government to export Mongolian workforce to Japan and Korea or in any other countries. That's not good. It could be beneficial in the short run, but in the long run, it's a big issue of the brain drain. And also, the Mongolia have the very small population, but if the young workforce going out, then who's going to work? Who's going to develop Mongolia?
And as part of your mission, your crusade to really change that and improve the human resources and the skills of Mongolian workers, you've published a variety of books as well. Could you talk a little bit about the first book that you first wrote during your Humphrey Fellowship and the others since then?
Yeah, that was the 2012.
Okay.
The book was 10 Steps to Success. The book is here, over here. So now look at this, it's a very young face.
Oh, you still look beautiful, please.
So all of the books are designed to the Mongolian individuals to grow, to become successful. So every single intention and action we have is, accomplish our mission, vision, which is help individuals to become successful and domestic companies to become international companies.
Right.
So there are many kind of ways to help them. One of them is training, coaching, consulting. And another way of helping them to change their minds, helping them to grow is books. So this first book was about the personal development book. The second book I wrote is called This is the financial literacy, the helping the individuals to spend their loan wisely. Before get the loan, it's better for them to gain the financial literacy first. After they got the idea in how to spend the money, how to invest the money, then they could able to gain the loan, get the loan. They know how to use the loan. But some of the people don't use the loan for the investment. They use the loan for luxury items, more nice clothes, more nice, cars. That's not good loan. So we are trying to give the big message to help them to use the loan wisely, and we gave also messages how to save money. Once you save the money, how to invest the money, something like that.
Tell us a couple tips for investing wisely or in taking a loan. What should people consider investing in to really make that loan pay back?
One of the tips is to invest in your education. Education means not 4 years college or 2 years MBA. It's education about the financial education. Once you got the financial education, you know your current situation, and you know what is you aiming. In order to reach your goal, you need to have the financial, status. So in order to reach your goal, you need to have this certain financial, budget. Then once you recognize your goal, you will be able to have the habit, financial, spending, good habit.
Right. I'm curious to learn a little bit about some of your other social initiatives, and your work to improve the quality of human resources in Mongolia. You mentioned something earlier outside in a personal conversation about the project with recently retired and soon to retire Mongolians. This is a population that is often not really addressed for social programs, and they're vulnerable, of course, right? It's a very critical time for these populations, really anywhere in the world, right? As people age and prepare to leave the workforce, to really have a good foundation financially. And what's some of the work that your organization is doing with this older population?
So this initiative comes from the life demand, because many people, my friends, friends' parents, my colleagues' parents had the same situation. When they retired, maybe day after their retirement, they got depressed. What to do next? I would be useless to anybody, something like that. And they got aging so fast. Even my father was a quite high-ranking person during the socialist system, but after the retirement, my father aged so fast within the 2 years. So I feel so sorry for that. Because that time I was a student. But I wanted to, I saw that gap, and I wanted to do something to help to fix, to solve this problem. That's why 2 weeks ago, our team had meeting, what to do, what we're going to do to give our society. The last year we had the different theme, but this year was the helping the retired people, the people who are going to retire soon. We noticed that, and also we had a small study, what if there is any program designed to help mentally ready for retirement, but not such program exists in Mongolia. Right. That's why we wanted to fill up this gap. So our intention is to collect 200 retired people or about to retire, to help them to mentally ready, to help them to start their second life. I think retirement is the second life.
In Mongolia, do many people plan for retirement before? Do they have, financial planning workshops or resources available to really be able to anticipate after they stop working, what is their economic situation in the household?
You know that in the American system there is a 401k planning, right? But in Mongolia we only have social security payment. But social security payment after retirement doesn't meet their needs. That means very small pay gives to them. So I have to say that the Mongolian people, most of the Mongolian people who retire, they just go to the poor, system.
Ah, I see.
Poverty.
Into poverty.
Yeah, poverty.
That's very sad.
That's why in order to prevent this situation, we wanted to give a signal to the society. And not only giving signal, but also we wanted to help the certain people based on our capacity to not only preparing for the retirement, also help them to set the goal, what to do, and maybe we can connect those retired people with the other organizations so that these people have the many years of experience. They have a lot of know-hows, what to do. Then we could link business organizations and retired people to help them to maybe find the job places for them. There are many ideas going on.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And you're involved with several business organizations, including the Chamber of Commerce here. Congratulations on a new position that you just told me about too. Maybe you should explain that for viewers as well.
Sure.
It's a great example of your leadership in the community.
Thank you. I have been serving many different kind of NGOs. I have served 4 years at the MASA, but now I wanted to serve to the different field. The reason I was selected as the board member of the Women's Council at the Chamber of Commerce is we need to empower the women at the national level, not only political system, but also social and also business level. In order to do that, all of the women in different provinces need to sit together and empower our voice and create the synergy. So the Mongolian Chamber of Commerce is a very powerful organization in terms of influencing to the government. That's why it's a very good way to share our knowledge and experiences in collaborating with other powerful women to our society. So I'm going to serve 4 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's excellent. That's very exciting. So thanks again for your time, Gana.
Thank you.
Yeah, pleasure to have you with us on the show today.
Sure, thank you very much.
You bet. So that was Gana Purepjav, the Executive Director of the Ganabell Institute of Success. I'm your host, Peter Bittner. You can connect with us on Facebook at Talk With Me Star TV Mongolia. You can also watch this episode and many others on our YouTube channel, Star TV HD. Thanks for joining us at home, and we hope that you'll tune in again next time. Laisha,